For this Crusader Kings 3 time-lapse, we're seeing how the AI has changed since the release of Coronation's DLC. This should be a pretty standard time-lapse right after Coronation came out. The HRE do well, probably see the Byzantines expand and do well. As you can see, Scandinavia has already been formed. Why? Who knows? England is doing well, conquering the, well, just kidding. And now Britannia and all the parts that they conquered. A couple years have passed. Byzantines still doing their civil war thing. HRE not really expanded that much. Britannia is wholly formed. And what is that you hear in the east? Thousands of horses coming together to form this Ogzu Empire. Bam! They're on the map. Boom! Arabia falls to them. Byzantines are probably on the chopping block next. They're consolidating more of the steppe. All of a sudden, it goes boom, Byzantines are theirs. And they're knocking on the door of the HRE, slowly taking over southern Italy and expanding into Scandinavia and also the British Isles. But then, of course, as usual, like with everything, things must come to an end. Catastrophe, a cataclysm for the empire for sure. And all their lands kind of start to fragment away. The HRE is now going on a very fierce run to take over all the lands that Ogzu used to control. And the Ogzu Empire is back. Just kidding. Will we get a Khans 2.0? I doubt it. But I think for sure we did see the AI form a Khan of Khans, which I don't think that has ever happened in any of our time lapses before, which is really crazy. In the end, it looks like the HRE has dominated the map. All right, it's been 576 years in the future, and we can now see how well Coronation has affected the game after this time lapse. Right at the top here, let us check in on the Ozu Empire. I want to see if my analysis was correct and assumed that they did go ahead and form the Khan of Khans, the Mongol Empire, but via a different role. And yes, it looks like it is true. They have somehow, some way, been able to do it. Maybe because they were a conqueror. Their grandfather was a conqueror. The parent was a conqueror. But they did become Khan. Ozu, probably the largest empire I've ever seen come out of the steppe, which is crazy. But let us look around the map and see if there's any recently crowned kings or emperors or anointed people. Nice. You love to see Amazonian, handsome, genius. Let's see if how well they're doing with their situation when it comes to their coronation oaths. Looks like the AI is taking oaths. This one was to build 10 buildings, and with how much cash flow they have, seems like you should be easily able to do that, and maybe they are working on it. But everything may be expensive at this point. Yeah, 1,300. And it looks like they take Shape the Realm as the decision for whatever reason. Let's advance time and see if anything happens. Yeah, I think they just don't get to feel the repercussions of their actions. Similar situation going on. Shape the Realm. It looks like everybody's taking Shape the Realm for some reason. And it doesn't look like the AI is affected by their bad. Currently has 2 fulfill. Okay, so they are taking other ones. We've proven that they take other ones, but for the most part, it looks like Shape the Realm, Strengthen the Family, Shape the Realm. The AI seems to always lean towards those two. Let's now look at Faith Map mode and see what's going on. Surprisingly, Coptic is much higher than you normally get to see with how things are set up. Ibadi is big, Ashar is big, and as usual, Catholic is the mainstay. This is such a shit show. Kingdom map mode to see how the Ozu have expanded over there. Looks like the Iberian struggle has come to an end, and nothing too crazy. Frisia expanding, Lithuania expanding, Venice expanding as well. Love to see that. And then Empire, of course, Ozu. I'm surprised they haven't engulfed Serbia yet or taken most of the Russian territories, but it looks like HRE is slowly taking over all the lands that they control. Next, let's look at the government map mode, because this is always interesting to see how many of the empires have switched. Looks like the 2 major administrative empires are the Persians and the HRE. HRE not doing as hot as they probably could be doing. I don't know why they don't have as many troops as these boys. These guys have so many troops comparatively. What have we learned from this little excursion into our time lapse? This is the first time that I've ever seen the AI actually form Khan of Khan's status and take it over. That's pretty wild. And it seemed like they did it pretty easily and then decided to expand all the way to Britain and other parts in Scandinavia, and then all the way down here. And then it seems like they fell to infighting and faction as the HRE picked up where they left off, and same with Persia, and almost so much so that Persia has now supplanted them. But yeah, it also seems like the coronations are doing them. The AI doesn't get to have the debuffs, which is probably smart to not give the AI the ability to have the debuffs. Because if they do, they'd probably take things and then immediately not do the oaths. Of the oaths that we saw them taking, it seems like they do the Reshape the Realm or Strengthen. Those are the only 2 that I saw happen but they might be taking others just dependent on how they feel. But yeah, all in all, very surprised. I assumed it was going to be a pretty tamed time lapse, but turns out when you have the succession of conquerors on, things can get wily, but great to see it. Love to see the con of cons being formed. That's all I have for you today. Thank you so very much for watching. I hope you did enjoy this. If you did, don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. And as always, have a good rest of your day. Ciao.